Running may seem like a simple sport, lace up, head out, repeat, but the deeper you go, the more you realize how complex it really is. One-size-fits-all advice, like fixed mileage increases, generic pacing zones, or standard rest days, may work for some. But for many runners, especially those dealing with prior injuries, work stress, aging bodies, or fluctuating recovery, these templated plans can quietly push them toward breakdown rather than progress. That's why a growing movement in running science and coaching is calling for a shift, away from rigid algorithms and toward personalized, adaptive training. The problem isn't just that algorithm-based plans are blunt tools. It's that they often ignore the most important variable in any training plan: the individual. Two runners may both be assigned a 40-mile week, but one may thrive while the other inches toward a stress fracture. The difference might come down to sleep, muscle imbalances, iron levels, hormone shifts, or even mental fatigue. Wearables can track pace and heart rate zones, but they can't feel your knees, hear your thoughts, or know how stressful your week has been. They're guessing based on outputs, not understanding the human inputs. Even metrics like HRV, heart rate variability, which are marketed as personalized, can be misleading when used in isolation. HRV might detect recovery status, but it can't tell you why you feel slow, or whether the fatigue is muscular, emotional, or nutritional. The body's recovery systems are multifactorial, and while algorithms crunch data points, they can't connect them the way a trained coach or experienced runner can. What individualized coaching does best is respond to nuance. A good coach doesn't just assign workouts, they ask questions. They notice trends: how you felt during workouts, what your stride looked like near the end, whether you're sleeping well, how your motivation is changing. They factor in your race goals, injury history, stress levels, menstrual cycle, if applicable, and even your job schedule. Then they adapt. Not next week, sometimes the next day. This kind of feedback loop is hard to replicate with preset digital training programs, even the most advanced ones. AI-based training platforms are improving, but most still rely on static inputs, past runs, pace trends, and superficial readiness scores. They don't watch your form when you're tired. They don't see that your left foot is slapping harder than your right. They don't notice that your cadence dropped because your hamstring is tight again. These things matter. They're often the difference between consistent training and injury, and the risks of generic plans aren't just theoretical. Research has shown that even small mismatches between training load and tissue readiness can lead to overuse injuries. When runners follow a fixed plan that doesn't match their recovery curve or biomechanical limits, the damage may not show up right away, but it accumulates. A well-timed rest week or cross-training substitution could prevent weeks of rehab. But most templates don't offer that. They offer structure without flexibility, something the human body rarely responds well to. That said, technology isn't the enemy. In fact, when used alongside personalized coaching, wearables and apps can enhance training significantly. They can help track trends, reveal hidden fatigue, and motivate through progress. The danger lies in mistaking them for complete solutions. Numbers are helpful, but they're only part of the story. They need interpretation, context that only human insight can provide. In the future, the best training systems may be hybrids, AI-supported coaching guided by human oversight. Systems that can suggest, adapt, and flag warning signs, but still defer to the runner's lived experience. Already, some high-level coaches use real-time biometric feedback to fine-tune plans. But even at the amateur level, the message is clear. Personalization isn't a luxury. It's a safeguard. Running is deeply personal. No two bodies respond the same way to the same plan. The best results come not from following the perfect program, but from one that responds to your reality, one that evolves with you, not despite you. And while mass-produced plans may be a good starting point, they should never be the final word. The future of running health and performance lies in tailoring, not templating. It's not about doing what works for most people. It's about discovering what works for you.